four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, the golden voice of Neal Ruhl, and the iconic Terry Foster. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Hey, yo, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty back in the fold. We got Terry Foster here as well in the captain's chair. We got Sam Flannel. There's T, by the way. We got Sam Flannel. Alex Westfall here, assuming the duties for Spencer Raxter. We got special get well wishes to Mr. Danny Raxter, Spencer's dad, who's getting some procedure done. So obviously Spencer's going to be there. So Danny, we got you, man. We're thinking about you. And
right. I thought Spencer was getting married.
No, that was Sam Flannel.
Oh, okay. I get you guys mixed up.
Yeah, that was Sam Flannel that got married.
Those guys mixed up. Okay. Wow.
Well, they're both kind of rustic, even though Spencer might be slightly larger than Sam Flan.
And has more bangs. I think we got that established yesterday.
And better takes.
And better takes.
Right?
I've been told that as well.
A little bit more sensitive to the legends in this town. Anyways, that's why we call them the Legend Killers.
No, absolutely. But we are happy to have you all with us. Detroit Dabber in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread drops the big what up, though. And says Rocket Watts. Nice. Yes, Rocket Watts will join us coming up at 11:56 here today. We'll get his thoughts on his time with Oakland, his path to Oakland as well, and lots of big stuff going on at the arena. Some big time. If you're a college basketball fan, just a general college basketball fan, it's a pretty good 2 weeks coming up at the arena, Terry. You have Oklahoma State coming in Sunday, Eastern Michigan with the Monty Bates next week as well.
But yes.
Well, have you heard what the deal was with that? I heard he's going to play in the game at LCA against Michigan.
Well, he better play in that game. That's why it's at the LCA.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
not to be rude.
But you're not wrong, but that is correct. Yeah, so we'll be chopping it up for sure. If you guys have thoughts, jump in that WoodwardSports.com chat thread.
That sounds like you are expecting big things from Oakland this year.
In terms of?
Being good.
They're always good.
They're not always good. Stop it. But I think you got that little look on your face.
Always top four of the league all the time. Like, what do you want, man?
All right. Is top four in the Horizon League good?
Depends on the year.
No, it's not. But I think you thinking, man, championships and
putting guys in the NBA all the time.
You go into the NCAA tournament, all that kind of stuff. At least the NIT. I think you're excited about this year more than other years.
I mean, well, you always get excited at the beginning of the year, T.
I know, but you're overly excited this year. It's like
I would say overly excited.
No,
I mean,
they're about to do something this year.
Can I translate for you?
Sure.
Right? There is more of an air of positive excitement, although I have crossed this bridge with my partner here and asking one simple question. Right, and I said, "How do you feel about this team?" And he said, "They are going to be good if they stay healthy." So that's just not putting the cart in front of the horse. So we're waiting to see. But yes, Terry, there is an air of positivity when it comes to Oakland Grizzlies basketball for Neal Ruhl, their announcer this year.
Hey, Neal, you're not a coach. No, you can say that you're excited about the season. Because what coaches do is when they're excited about the season, well, we got a good ball club, and if we stay healthy,
get some breaks,
we can be competitive. When down deep, they know they're going to win the league.
No, I mean, it's the usual scene, right? Like, Rocket Watts comes on board, preseason voting, doesn't really get the love, and I tried to tell people, like, when Kendrick Nunn was there, like, this guy's going to be the best player in the league. And people were like, well, you don't know, he's transferring in and all. And then, you see what he does in the NBA and just signed with the Lakers and all that stuff. It's the same thing, Terry. So you just gotta let it play out, man. You're gonna learn.
All right.
People will learn. They will.
Well, and the thing is you broadcast all these games, so you see it. You've seen this before. What's Oakland Grizzly when they've had these teams or stuff? They just seem to have come up a little bit short, right? So there's no reason not to just be temperamental about it. But hey, there's excitement. Like you said, Rocket Watts on the floor, the speed, the skill level, that's something that you're going to absolutely enjoy watching and broadcasting this year.
No, absolutely. And this team that you see this weekend, will not be the same team in December, will not be the same team in February. Because you know Camp's track record.
I know.
One of the best programs in the country in the month of February.
Right, and he makes adjustments.
He does. He figures it all out. He does. He figures it all out. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Lane Hartman. Hey, y'all. Stoked to watch the Red Wings at the Sharks in person next week. So, all right, Lane, get it in.
West Coast trip for
one of the two for the year.
Big game. Another big game tonight. Obviously was not here yesterday, but was down at the Montreal game. And you're going to have those games, right? The big thing is
they got a point.
The game. But what's that?
They got a point. I'm not happy.
They got a point, but the way that they played, and it's cliche, but it's true, if they played that game 10 times, they'd win 8 of them. Jake Allen, the goalie, didn't have the answers. Larkin, both his penalty shot and his shootout, did not look, like an all-star, but he had 7 shots. You look at the rip off the bar in overtime, the power play, even though they weren't able to cash in early, they were clicking. So, it's one of those things that I think that as a coach, where Derek Lalonde comes to the team and goes, boys, that's the effort we need. So, I was the thing you were looking for out of the Red Wings last game, it was the start, right? Because Lalonde again had said, coming off of a day off, we're 0-2-1 and we get shelled in the first period. So, I think they answered that bell. Again, it's just putting them back to back and putting them together. You mentioned about the fans excited about going to see him in San Jose. It's the season. The season's underway. I think we have an NHL caliber team with NHL caliber guys. But we also see that injuries plays a part for everybody. So let's keep plugging on down the road.
Yeah, I went back and forth about that game the other night, and I'm glad we're getting the chance to hash this out so you can kind of tell me where to go with this. Initially, when I walked away, I was upset because you're 0 of 7 on the power play, and you left a point on the table against Montreal. But then as I go back through it, I started thinking about it. Well, you're 0 of 7 on the power play, and you got a point out of it. You know what I'm saying? So,
but and it's also too, a lot of times you can't, when they say the eyeball test, or being there and feeling the energy and just watching the domination, and really, Jake Allen, that's as good of a regular season game that he's played for Montreal. So it happens like that. You're gonna have, just like we say, Neal, right? You're gonna have 5 or 6 games where you don't know you can't do anything right.
Yeah, that's the nature of sports.
Where everything's going wrong. Right, you look left and the guy's going by you right. That's different. Last night, you're going to run into, this is the NHL, you're going to lose games that you should win even though you play well. So the effort's there. Unfortunately, you look at the, I'm going to actually stay tuned because I'm going to save it to do a little breakdown of Luff's, the hit from behind and different things like that. I know he's out for 8 to 12 weeks and stuff, broken rib, but can't happen in the game. But I guess if the way that it did happen, it's unfortunate for the kid, but it wasn't the dasher board, it was the boards. I thought maybe the Montreal player should be suspended for 3 games. He got 2 games, but I think in today's NHL, that's the way it's going to be handled.
What I like? I like how Neal has cleaned his act up today, because yesterday he was livid about that tie or overtime loss, whatever you want to call it. And I said, well, they played hard, but what if we're talking back in March, and they need that 1 point for the playoff? What are you going to say then?
Playoffs. What are you going to say then, T?
Today.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to say, hey, should have got that point against Montreal, but now.
Oh, you're going to say, Neal, I agree with you. Okay.
No.
Cool,
you
bro.
tone your act down today.
No, but it's trying to stock away those points, right? It's like going into the Rangers on Sunday and stealing and getting that extra point. It evens out in the wash. But yes, it's those are the little things. The difference between the for sure playoff teams and the teams like the Wings that will be fighting for the wild card spot. Being a Red Wing fan, the little ebbs and flows, but with the injuries and the guys we've lost out of the lineup, you got to be happy where this team's at.
Yeah. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Good to see Tammy Chin back in the chat thread. I understand she wasn't feeling too well as of late. But Tammy, welcome back.
She must not have been, because she wasn't in her seats the other day when I went by and looked.
Okay.
So she wasn't even at the game. So she's not going to the game. She must be bedridden.
But she is back in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. A lot of discussion, too, about the suspension, kind of 2 games being absurd. I thought it was a little light as well. But no, D-Mac's going to break it down, and it is good that we have him here so we can discuss that. Rad Dad Scott, today's NHL needs guys to protect their players, especially against Bettman as well. And I knew that was going to come into play also. But we do have some Detroit Lions discussion to get into, obviously. T-Foss, just a little bit of preview of the picks, T-Foss. You don't have a lot of faith in the Lions in the business community this weekend, huh?
I do not. I thought the last week was a fluke, and I think the Lions are going to go in there like, hey, we did something, and they're going to get thrashed by a running quarterback.
So that's what you're on. And wait, we will discuss that. Some Pistons chatter as well. We're going to ask the question, what do they need? Now, as you kind of look and digest what they have been this year, and it's kind of breaking down what I warned against. It's going to be tough for this team to stop people. It just is. When you're 20 years old, when you're 18 years old, when you're 19 years old, against killers every single night. It's hard, man. That's the last thing that happens. And D-Mac, it's different sport, obviously, but there are parallels to it. What was the last thing you learned to do as a hockey player?
Well, I mean, I think it's defense, right? It's playing deep. Defense is a commitment. Offense is easy on anything. Defense is a commitment. And you look at the transition with the Red Wing organization from Jeff Blashill there alone, his first press conference, is what I learned in Tampa Bay is you win goaltender out. So you hear me talk about the 1-1-3, implementing all that. It's defensive system, defensive system, defensive system. You know, when your penalty killing gets better and your power play produces a little bit more and your goals against go up, well, naturally, you got a better team. So it's what the wing, right? It's what the Wings are addressing right now. You know, early on, it's were they going to go back and forth with Ned and Husso? No, it seems like Husso's the number one now, but they're figuring out how to play in front of their guys. So the Pistons got to figure out who's going to play defense first, right? So basketball is a little bit different game, but bottom line, it's work ethic, it's a commitment, and it's a want thing.
It's a want-to business.
What do the Pistons need? I got your answer. I'll give it to you later.
Okay, we will.
If I'm in the mood.
Well, maybe we should be so lucky, T-Foss.
Right.
Scott Klingler. Hey, Neal, you don't sound too good today. What did you do, Tammy? LOL. No, just a little bit of like a sinus congestion type thing. You know, you can always tell when the weather's going to change, man. You can always tell, and it's happening soon. But I saw somebody earlier speaking about it. Got today, and you got tomorrow, folks. That's it. And it's over. It's going to be, it's getting cold, D-Mac. Like, that's the way it's going to be. I started looking around. Twitter. So there's a college football show I listen to in the morning on the way in sometimes, and they were talking about Montana's football coach tweeted a video of their stadium. They got the snowstorm going and all that kind of stuff going out there. So it's time, folks. We got over this year so far.
Oh, we did. It's almost to Thanksgiving, and we're still playing golf. So if you're out there, if you're golf, get out there for the last day because it's gonna get cold. I got my boots out. I'm ready.
You're ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll.
Very cool.
Enjoy it. I wore gym shoes for the occasion.
I see that.
Because I know I'm not going to be wearing these suckers anymore.
Absolutely. See, he's got to polish those babies out, put them in the closet, and see you in the spring.
See you in the springtime. But, hey, in the meantime, between now and the spring, you want to keep that hair looking sharp. What's the play?
Oh, absolutely. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, 168 of them all through this great country. Get in there, award-winning haircut experience, and also register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the down payment for your dream home. Up to $200,000. I said it, $200K. So get to a Lady Jane's, get that hair done. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization, we serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Neal Ruhl here from Michael Phillips, not former pop group Wilson Phillips, but instead Michael Phillips. You're looking to buy or sell your home, whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the GOAT and the number one option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, Michael Phillips is the play. Call 313-403-0011. Again, 313-403-0011. Game on with Michael Phillips. Off and running, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, here with you today. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Tammy Chin says, I wasn't anywhere near Neal. No, I appreciate that, Tammy. Thank you very much. Brad Van Valkenburg. Neal, this is off topic, but what's your favorite bourbon? I like the sweeter bourbons, typically. I'm a big fan of Old Forester 1910, Eagle Rare, Mitchers, things like that. Detroit City Distillery, they're up there on the list too. Really enjoy their products. They got a new honey one out. I can't wait to give that one a try.
Well, you can't answer, and Terry can't. Like, that's bourbon's your drink too, isn't it?
It is.
What's your favorite bourbon?
Well, I don't like to brag, but I like Detroit City Distillery too, and I got their single barrel thing. They had like a launch party and
they hooked you up.
Oh yeah, they hooked me up.
Legend status.
Yeah, there it is. Legend. Mm-hmm. Legend.
So I like
all right,
that.
good talk, boys.
Absolutely.
In my basement, I just have a half-open bottle of Maker's Mark, and then because I like the little rubber thing they put on top.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought marketing.
That's it.
Rich Diana, Neal's name dropping here. What name did I drop there?
Wilson Phillips.
Mine.
Yeah. T-Foss? Yeah, that's the legend.
You said that you know me.
Mike G says Wilson Phillips gives me the chubby Charlie. All right, good talk. Lots of love for Maker's Mark in there as well. That's kind of like my unofficial airport bourbon. It's available everywhere,
right.
Depending. I'm a big Buffalo Trace guy in the airport.
Because some of the bourbons you can't get everywhere.
Right, that's the thing.
I got into a discussion with a bar owner in Mount Pleasant. I went up there to visit a few years ago. And I asked for a bourbon. They said, we don't carry bourbon. I'm like, dude, are you serious? He says, well, we're a bar near a college, and college kids don't drink it. But every other place around there had it, except this one place. I said, that's unacceptable. Next time I went there, guess what they had? Bourbon.
You changed the game. You changed the game for them. Lions changing the game this weekend. They're in Chicago to take on the Bears. You guys know where I stand with this. I've become kind of a little bit of a Justin Fields stan. The evolution's been quick, D-Mac, where I was a lot like everybody else that kind of just disregarded Justin Fields, didn't think a lot of him. But when you're dynamic with your feet, you are a problem. And can the Lions replicate what they did defensively against the Packers? Because I will say this, we forgot this because they won. Aaron Rodgers did get loose a couple of times running the football. He did, and they haven't had the best track record with mobile quarterbacks.
No, that's the whole thing, and I see it in the chat thread also, WoodwardSports.com, is the fact that we sit back and sort of make Justin Fields beat you with his arm. That's sort of what we tried to do against Aaron Rodgers last week. Justin Fields coming off Offensive Player of the Week. Oh, by the way, did I call Kirby Joseph? Kirby Joseph's effort last week. He won Defensive Player of the Week. Can he be a little bit better than good?
He did a very fine job.
That's where we were. We were a very fine job.
It's tough critic over there, but I got to take it. But anyway, so we'll see how Justin Fields started to get the shine. My question to you, Neal, right? Let's break it back because I have to, as my fandom goes, because you've always been on Tua. You've changed things towards Jalen Hurts before, hey, watch this.
I was first to the party.
What's that?
I was first to the party with the Jalen Hurts.
But what I'm saying is that, and you took time with Fields for whatever reason, the OSU, and didn't show you, but then he did, right?
Right.
And then he did show you something like that. So who would you say, my question to you, who's the last quarterback that you missed on? Would it be Justin Herbert?
Yeah, and look.
But that's we all either were in or out, right?
And I was the most wrong with Justin because every time I watch Justin Herbert, I get big Justin Herbert vibes in college from Will Levis, where every time I watch him, I'm like, what is it with this guy? And I was talking with my son yesterday. We were driving home after I picked him up from school, and he's kind of reading through, NFL mock drafts and things like that. And every one of them had the Lions taking Will Levis. And I'm like, what is it with this guy? And that's where I was with Herbert. Every time I watched Oregon, and it wrapped up, I don't know if Sam Flannel remember the bowl game they played against Michigan State out in California, and I think it was Herbert had 180 yards passing.
Wasn't that just kind of a defensive slugfest where no offense really did anything? But for the record, when we talk about Will Levis, I think Justin Herbert was considerably better in college than Will Levis. And what does that tell you?
Yeah.
This idea that Will Levis is going to be some top 5 pick, I just don't get it. I know you don't get it either. I've never seen it.
I'll say it right here. If Will Levis is good in the NFL, I missed it. I
want no part of that guy.
I keep saying or seeing him, and I'm like, so?
Yeah, and that's how I felt about Justin Herbert. And truth be told, I think that it's fair to say, while I was wrong about Justin Herbert, when's he going to make the step?
There's a throwing quarterback. When's the last? So, are you seeing stuff of Justin Fields when he played at OSU and was successful? Is that why it's translating now, or do you see something different in him? What is it that's changed in Justin Fields now? The running quarterbacks, the Lamars, the Jalen Hurts, the Justin Fields. It seems like you let the book be out on them a little bit more, right?
You know what it was, and I've noticed this with the Bears. And I noticed this kind of midstream, and I'm curious to get T-Foss's take on this. Matt Eberflus and the Bears looked like they were trying to put the square peg in the round hole with Justin Fields through the first half of this season. About halfway through, it seems as though, Terry, they took what they do and kind of crumbled it up and threw it away and said, what can we do that fits Justin Fields? The coaching staff, the game planning, all of it seemed to be flexible with him. And now they're playing to that style. And now you saw him kind of stay in the fight with Tua. It was a gunslinging match between Fields and Tua. Now, Fields' weapons were his legs, to where Tua is the nearly 70% accuracy that matches his win percentage of every NFL game he's ever played in. His weapons were his feet. But, Terry, I do think it is that simple sometimes, to where when a staff sizes it up, you say, what does my guy do well? How can I make him successful? And this is where coaching ego, I think, comes into play way more than we even realize. Where a coach always has to be the smartest guy in the room. It's got to be my system. Eberflus, I said, you know what? This isn't working. What can we do with Justin Fields to put him in a position to succeed?
No, I totally agree with that. And plus, before Eberflus got there, I thought Justin Fields, his biggest problem, he was getting terrible coaching. But a lot of times coaches are like, all right, here's my system. How's he going to fit in my system? I gotta do this, instead of saying, oh, you know what? I have a unique talent here. Let him do his thing. And
how can I facilitate it? And that's where the ego
don't
comes
do that.
in.
That's not their first instinct. It's like, you got to fit in my stuff.
Right.
I don't care who you are.
Why is that, D-Mac?
You know, you go sometimes, you're going to do it my way or instead of coming in. And a lot of times when you've had success, the difference between maybe a young guy trying to do it his way and not realizing everything else, right? Not the experience of going, okay, I need to understand where my quarterback's comfortable instead of saying, well, I'm going to implement this. Because you're thinking these are pro guys, they can play this style. Or whatever else. What I've seen, it's a lot of things is his decision making. When Justin Fields isn't thinking, see, I look at him a lot like Kyler Murray, right? When he's reacting, playing, do I see him playing football? Is he playing football, right? Which means is he reacting? Is he that comfortability, right? Before it wasn't comfortable. Now he's not only uses his legs, but I know this for a fact because he was on my bench this week. But like Cole Kmet, his tight end, they're starting to use the tight end. They're starting to use, the security blankets for him to make him sort of more into this offense. And I think that the Chicago offense more transforms into a Baltimore Lamar Jackson offense than it does a Tua offense, right? To his arm, his legs. Right. So the fact is, I agree with Terry. It's coaching him. It's what you're trying to do. And we talk about with our team all the time. Put the players in the right schemes. It looks like last weekend here in Detroit, defensively, Aaron Glenn was more on top of that than he's been all year. Can he continue it in a different way against the Achilles heel, the running quarterback? Right? That's what they face this week. So can they make the adjustments? The best part for us early on, let's send all the rookies out and go have some fun, boys. Go do your thing.
The mistake we make is we don't allow quarterbacks to grow into being good quarterbacks. We see them play their rookie year and say, oh, this guy sucks. That's been the case since the history of man. That's why they didn't play rookie quarterbacks in the National Football League when I was a lad.
Right.
But now you have that pressure. You got to play this guy. And they're going to be bad the first year and probably part of the second year. If you allow them to grow until late that second year, that third year, you might look at him and say, okay, this dude's not that bad. We don't allow that.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Detroit Dabber says four rows of single barrel is great too. Yes, it is. As you climb the ladder of 4 roses, it definitely gets better. I haven't tried the small batch select though. Also on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Mike G says I tried a Chesty Malone single barrel the other day. It was dope and smooth. Can you confirm, T-Foss?
I can't. Chesty is on tour. She's out of reach now.
Rad Dad Scott says I'm more of a Jameson whiskey kind of guy, and there are those people out there as well. Motown Cool says too bad AG doesn't have players to stop it. So I guess that comes back to the bottom line question of can they stop this guy? T-Foss says no.
They've proven that they can't. I mean, like we're going on past history is that the running quarterback. But again, we'll find out the adjustment. They did something last weekend that I didn't think they could do. Intercept Aaron Rodgers 3 times, shut him down no matter how desolate, and forget. The task is ahead of them. So that defensive room's got to have a lot of confidence right now, and having that youth of not knowing what you're supposed to be or what you're not, that can bring you guys together. So we'll find out. I don't think so, Neal, but gosh, would I love to be proven wrong.
Yeah, and you can only go by the data that you have on hand right now. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Scott Klingler. What kind of vodka you drinking? Well, I'm big on the Gypsy, as always. Tito's is always up there. It's a rock solid play. Also, you know what though? You know what I like to have every now and then as well? Little Cintron. That's right, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. They've combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack Red Wings theme sampler box. Okay. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free all-in-one Red Wings theme package. Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG, and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. Get your customized approach to weight loss. Think of all the way that weight affects your health, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Custom Health Centers blessed to have over 20,000 success stories. It's been their honor to help many professional athletes lose weight and improve their health. People like former Detroit Lion great Eddie Murray and Detroit Piston bad boy Rick Mahorn. Start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health, 844-789-THIN. That's 844-789-8446. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, T. Foss, Terry Foster, Westy, Alex Westfall here in the building, in for Sam Flannel. Shout out to his father, Danny, getting a procedure done today. Sam Flannel as well, looking to step in and destroy people's careers. You know how he is. You know how he absolutely does it. Dom Rivera says, Big D, almost to the weekend. We're getting there, Dom. We're getting there. We're going to talk to Rocket Watts coming up in about 20-ish minutes, 25 minutes or so. Namahe says the Bears are a totally different team the last 3 weeks after they changed up their offense than the team they were the first few weeks. And I would agree with that. They're a problem, and they're more so along the lines of a problem that the Detroit Lions have struggled to stop, and that's been throughout history as well. And you brought up a great point, too, D-Mac, low-key. The integration of the tight end into what they do. Well, that's also something that they don't handle.
Like, right. Isn't that where you start?
They basically did the Jalen Hurts kind of, I don't want to say dumb down the playbook because that's kind of insulting to Jalen Hurts. It's not dumbing down. It's gearing it towards them.
How about simplifying?
Yeah.
They Tecmo Bowl that word.
No, I don't. Simplifying's not good either.
They Tecmo Bowl it. They made it they simplified it. They didn't but that's not a negative. It's just to what everybody can use. And when you start using, and it's the confidence of him throwing to the tight end, right? Using him to throw you off. To me, when you use the tight end over the middle or whatever else, it's the same thing as almost like play action to set up your legs for these running quarterbacks. You look at Lamar. Who's he got? Mark Andrews, right? Who's Jalen Hurts and Philadelphia, but the way that it's used, because it's set up the legs. So that's the one thing. Now, if you can take that away, whatever the security blanket is, then you can focus more on the legs. The one thing that I do like, even though they haven't proven it, is the pursuit of the ball, right? So the speed on the Lions defense. So I think that I mean, we can wait and see. Do I expect it to change? I don't expect to give up 178 rushing yards, but you know what? He's going to get 60, 70, 80. I expect that. It's just hopefully it's not the big play at the wrong time. Just don't do 3rd and 13 and let them run all over the place. Can we pick up on the mistakes we made in the past against, Aaron Rodgers in the last game, giving up some big running yardage? So they're up against it because Chicago's offense is feeling it, right? They've changed some things. But again, this Detroit defense should have some confidence with the young guys and something still to prove.
Do you know who's going out of his way to say the Lions defense is not that good? Aaron Rodgers. Every time people put a microphone in front of his face, he says it was me, it was us. The Lions didn't really do that much. And I agree with him from this standpoint. From the very first play, when you saw his receivers go left and Aaron Rodgers throwing right, that looked like a team that was out of sync. That looked like a team, no matter who they played, the Green Bay Packers were going to stink offensively, because I don't know what happened. They got into an argument. If guys were revolting on Aaron Rodgers because they're sick of him. But at least for 1 week, that looked like a team is like, you know what, we don't want to be here. And we don't like this quarterback. That's what it looked like to me.
You starting to get those vibes a little bit from Green Bay?
A little bit. But, it takes a while.
But, and plus you have to lose.
Right.
When you're winning, nobody cares. But when you start losing, what's that?
I'm disappointed.
What?
I'm not hearing enough out of Green Bay this week. I'm not hearing enough like the sky is falling and whatever. They're acting too professional. Well, what they have, but
you wanted some more tears.
I want some carnage. I want them yelling at each other. I want this guy saying, "No, we hated him all along. He sucked."
Well, that could be happening, but they're not going to come out publicly.
I know,
and say
Terry,
that.
but I want them to. It make me feel better. I'm just disappointed in the reaction. Now, hopefully, maybe it keeps continuing. It keeps continuing because, it's one of those things that I think, Terry, subconsciously, it's one of those things that screw this guy, that the team sort of quit on. The frustration, it's body language and all that stuff. But I do, Terry, more agree with you. It was Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers' lack of execution as we've seen them in the past, right? That was just something that it didn't matter really who they played. But we'll find out if the confidence that the Detroit Lions defense and the youth earned through that game will carry over.
Put yourself in the shoes of a Green Bay Packer player, okay, an offensive player. Over the last month, the offensive linemen have been told, you're not blocking well enough for me. The receivers have been told, y'all are dropping passes, can't catch anything. So he's going up and down the line and said, you guys suck. So at some point, you're going to say, okay, you're not exactly the Aaron Rodgers of old. So you stink too. So that's going to cause some friction.
You know what? There would be only so much of that I could take. You're right. Now, maybe it's not a rookie's place to do that, but there's only so much of that I could take, man.
Right. Say, buddy, how do you play in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Since you
don't. Hey, we're getting playoff Aaron Rodgers here instead of regular. When do we get regular season Aaron Rodgers? You got a lot to say about us. Oh, what about you? What about you, Aaron Rodgers?
I got no comment.
As Dirty D said in the chat, it literally warmed my heart when he's going off the field swearing MFer and upset.
He was blasting.
To see him upset. Words. That's not in his. That's not supposed to be in the chakra. Right there. He was way. He had to. It was fun to see. Now, can we do it again? The interesting fact somebody brought up is, look who Chicago's lost to. The teams we beat.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think it means anything, but it's out there. You tell me. That's the way it is. So, it's gonna be a tough game. You don't like the way it's treading. 3-point spread's probably where it is. Because what I hear out of you, Neal, is the fact that you saw something in Justin Fields that it's a continuation that's going to build on. It's not just this one-off, this one game, this sort of thing. We can see this building. And it's the whole thing. It's the Chicago organization sort of rallying around and looking to see what Philly's done, what Baltimore's done with the same style of quarterback. and going that route instead of going the Arizona route.
But it's not linear, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, okay, he's here, he had 179 rushing yards this game, now next game he's going to get 180, then 180. It's not linear like that. Like, there will be peaks and valleys with Justin Fields. Now, can you catch him on a valley this weekend? That's, can you do things to put him in a valley? Those kinds of things. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Paul Thomas. I think we get our first road W on Sunday. Dirty Dr. D. Justin Tebow Fields, I think that's a little strong, will get schemed out soon because of his lack of weapons. Vic, Hurts, Jackson, Arms were much better than Fields, and he won't even be on their tier of career running quarterbacks. Cute game. All
right.
But, I mean...
Just got to empty the clip.
It's just he... Would you want Justin Fields as a quarterback here? I wouldn't want him necessarily... I mean...
Well, you'd have to.
I almost went there.
On the rookie deal.
Now you'd have to have him instead of Penei Sewell.
You're right, and that's where I kind of double clutch, right? Because Penei's a gold jacket loading. Mm-hmm. I did double clutch right there. I would take Justin Fields right now. Rookie deal, obviously, is what comes attached to it, as opposed to Jared Goff. I would.
Wow.
Would you guys? Yeah. I mean,
yeah, 100%.
You got that? You got that on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread or chat poll, Westy?
With Justin
Who would you rather have? Jared Goff, Justin Fields. Who would you rather have?
It's not as simple as that. It's Justin Fields and Penei Sewell have to get out the way, or would you have would you rather have Justin Fields?
I'm more curious about the quarterback spot right now because I see a lot. There is some hate. I don't see a lot of Justin Fields support in this chat thread. Do you?
No, but we haven't put it up against Jared Goff.
That's the measure of a man right there.
I'm not giving Penei Sewell away to take
No, and I'm not
Fields,
either.
But I'm going to take Justin Fields on his rookie deal and developing as what I've seen around him. I think you have more rope to see if he's going to turn into the quarterback that you need.
So you'd be all in with it?
Over Goff.
You'd be all in with him over Goff?
Moving forward.
Yes. Okay.
Because then you got your quarterback. So we're talking about drafting a quarterback. You already got going on the rookie deal, sticking it back there. It's a no-brainer.
Robert Colosi, a fun fact, Fields is 15th in the NFL in yards per attempt. Jared Goff is 10th. See what I'm saying? Like there's little snipes coming at Justin Fields. And so I'm curious to see where people would be with
I don't think people are sold on Fields.
They're not.
You're giving them the valleys, but people aren't giving them there yet.
With him is recent. But the other thing, when you measure Justin Fields, you can't just say yards per attempt. You have to talk about rushing. You have to talk about the potential of development.
For me, T, it's very simple. When it's 3rd and 7 and everybody's covered, you're not out of the fight. You can get a first down. That's what all this comes back to with me. I just want multiple ways to get the job done. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Motown Cool says, I'm a single barrel cast strength guy. With a good cigar, you can't go wrong. Well, those cast strengths, man, those things hit like a hammer. You got to be careful with those, T.
Now, Neal, don't you get criticized because you like a little sweet in your bourbon?
I haven't gotten criticized for it. I've criticized myself for it.
Okay.
Like, I think it's kind of soft of me. But they're good. I like them.
I mean, we all have our own tastes.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up.
No, I won't.
All right.
Like, I just say it to be kind of like self-humbling, right?
You're trying to be humble. I forgot.
Trying to be humble,
The man with 2 furnaces is trying to... It might be a little bit of a snoot. Is trying to be like us regular folk. I get it.
Yeah.
Wow, he's acting.
I like it.
WoodwardSports.com chat there real quick. Paul Thomas. Field's still unproven, in my opinion. Needs more time. Definitely a lot
Can you agree?
potential.
Here's the chat right here. Here's my thing. I don't know how to pronounce this. Noma. We know Goff's ceiling. We don't know Fields. No brainer. That's where I'm at. I know what Goff is. I don't know what Fields is. With the team that I have, with the time, because I have the rookie contract to figure it out with Fields, I'm in the same position because I can go out and draft the same quarterback I want if I want this year. But I don't need to. I think that he's got potential. I think that he is going to be, in my opinion, from what I've seen, and I always come late to the party on the running quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to see it more and more because I see him, and it's when these guys aren't. I saw it with Jalen Hurts. The difference is he's not thinking. He plays. He just plays. A ball comes, he plays. So
you know what? Jalen Hurts might be the MVP of the NFL this year.
Yeah.
But a couple years ago, I heard how he sucked.
Me too. I wasn't sold on him till I put the eyeball test to him here this year. It was like this year, the development and whatever else, and then you're watching him field general, right? Field general that team's record is what it is because he's leading them every which way, all over the field. When he's got to make that throw to A.J. Brown, he makes that throw to A.J. Brown. When he's got to keep it and run, when it's 3rd and 7, he's got no other option. You best believe he's taking off. The kid's a winner. He's a leader. He's proven that his whole life, and now he's coming into his own.
Before D-Mac tells you about the front row, Robert Colosia says Fields played well his last 3 games, but his first 3 games were literally shocking. Go look at the stats. They speak for themselves.
Until the coaching staff started realizing, okay, let's help our guy out. But talking about, I'm going to help you out. Woodward front row, we got another contest. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, we want to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game coming up here less than 2 weeks. That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting row 1. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and Instagram and tag 3 of your friends or family. All 3 of those people, they're following Woodward Sports also, and if we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So guys, hop on to Twitter and Instagram, tag your crew today. Brought to you by the great people at Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers. Woodward Sports Network, get on it today. We'll see you Thanksgiving Day game.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Hey guys, D-Mac here, Guardian Alarm. They keep you safe and give you peace of mind whether you're at home or on the road with their 24/7 local monitoring to make sure what is important to you is safe. So whether it's home or business, you got to give Guardian Alarm a call today. Be part of the Woodward Sports Network family. Here's the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
How many straight days of flannel protection?
154.
154. Protecting the flannel. You too can have this from Guardian Alarm. Give them a call today, 1-800.
Stay out. Get out of my house.
Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Tell them, Big D Energy, we sent you.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Westy, Alex Westfall here in the building as well. WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Bottom line, who'd you rather have right now? Justin Fields, 67% of the vote. Jared Goff, 33% of the vote. And, you know, it's one of those things I just wanted to see because I saw Fields was getting, some hate in the chat thread. He was. Like, people still seem skeptical of it. So, it's one of those things where I just want to take the temperature of the room and see where it is. Jeb Large says Stroud is better than Justin Fields.
The thing about Justin Fields, though, is his running ability. Justin Fields, to me, has already shown that he is the second best running quarterback in the NFL after Lamar Jackson, just when it comes to running. And like Neal said, when it's 3rd and 7, Justin Fields can make a play. He's also made some plays buying time and finding open wide receivers for touchdowns, for big plays that win games, particularly in the opening game against San Francisco. That type of stuff matters. And when you're comparing him to Jared Goff, he probably runs like a 7.2 40-yard dash at this point, and his pocket mobility reminds me of late days of Peyton Manning. So that's the type of stuff that matters when you're talking about Justin Fields. The man can just run with the football and buy time.
And that's where I am with him, too. WoodwardSports.com chat thread as well. And it's one of those, and this is pretty funny, I don't trust a Buckeye. So there's that as well. Independent Aquaman says Justin Fields for fantasy football purposes, but Jared Goff for real football results.
Oh, okay. Really? A guy that's won
2-6 or 2-7?
5 games over 2 years?
Number one offensive football for a little bit.
Yeah, that disappeared.
Where's that now?
Real quick. Real quick.
Anyways.
Yeah,
no,
so
I think how could you could, with what he's seen now, he's got a I think you nailed it, Neal, with when you said about quarterbacks having those peaks and valleys or whatever, the consistency or whatever. Like, he's putting things back to back, so you have to give him credit for that. And plus, when you break an NFL record, I don't care what it is, that's something.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Ray Day 313. Stroud can't play in bad weather. It's 50-mile-an-hour winds, dude. It's a little bit different, Sam Flannel. Come on.
10 out of 26, though, for 78 yards. But to C.J. Stroud's credit, I will give him this. He showed an ability to run the football. And for that, I will give him credit. But 10 out of 26, man. No matter the weather, you lose ground in the Heisman race with a performance like that. Come on.
It looks like all the quarterbacks last week lost ground in the Heisman race. But I will say something as a guy that's been to that stadium. It's on the lake, and when it gets windy, that ball is going all over the place.
Yeah.
It's weird.
The frozen tundra of Ryan Field.
I'd rather play at the frozen tundra than Ryan Field.
Did you know that Northwestern has the eighth ranked rushing attack in college football? I didn't know that.
I mean, it's not surprising, seeing as how they ran it right down Ohio State's throat.
Well,
that did
turns
happen.
out they're pretty good.
That did happen.
Turns out they're pretty good at it.
At running the football and nothing else. They're 1-7. Or 1-8. Was it 1-7 or 1-8? Doesn't matter.
Big win over your Scott Frost is back Nebraska Cornhuskers, though.
Dude, that loss for Nebraska looks worse and worse. They should have fired him after that game. And I'm somebody who, as everybody knows, supported Scott Frost going into the season, and that is my worst take of all time. I take my L's with pride.
You certainly do. Motown Cool says Lamar Jackson will be tagged at $45.5 million. We have to keep an eye on that because he says he's not playing for the franchise tag. He said he will sit out and not play. You want to play that game of chicken if you're Baltimore?
No. What are they going to do without him?
Do you want to play that game of chicken for your Lamar Jackson for $45 million?
Yeah, but he wants.
I get it, but I'm
45
saying,
or 250.
I'm saying to sit out and not get paid. But like, we're not talking, we're talking like third week of the new Power or Mega Millions. You got to let it build up a little bit. But that's $45 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that more pressure's on Baltimore. I'm not saying that, but we're not talking about a couple dollars here to sit out a season.
Right. So
I know what you're saying, but to me,
because I'm not playing for it either.
But you know what? With a quarterback, you got to make a decision. You either my guy or not.
Right.
Because they're going to play this stupid game about franchise him every year, 45, instead of just paying him $50 million. We're talking about $5 million a year. You're pissing off your starting quarterback. You're causing some type of dissension in the locker room. Just, if he's your guy and you're convinced, just pay the man.
They don't want to.
So why aren't they, Neal?
Because they're not
because the numbers, man.
They're not convinced because they're trying
this is our guy.
That's it right there.
It's not our guy, right?
Not convinced.
That's got to be where it's at.
Yeah.
Or else you would drop the money, even because wouldn't you say that'd be better $50 million than Green Bay's $50 million just right out the rip?
Right.
Yeah. That's the way Baltimore puts their team together.
45. Motown Cool saying $45 million is his tag number. He can't make up his own tag number. Yeah, it's the average of the top 5 people at the position. Like that's what the number comes to be.
Gosh darn, and we're talking about Roquan Smith. They're gonna re-sign. There's 2 players at $65 million.
That's what I'm saying.
Why
that's
why he can't be their guy.
Lamar has the juice in this situation. He does. Because you're going to sign Roquan Smith, right? You're going to put all that money to there, and then Lamar will say, "I'm out. Good luck." And what do you do if you're Baltimore? Who are you going to win with?
No, I get it because it's all, but it's the money or whatever like this. So what are they going to do? They're going to walk away from him? Like he's going to walk away from them, they're going to walk away from him?
But the out is just throwing the franchise tag at him here and there, hoping that he takes it. But if he doesn't take it, that's not your guy, so you have to walk away from him at some point.
But then he's got to sit out a year.
Okay.
Okay, no, but that's what it is. So he's going to die on that cross. That's just a lot of money, man. Like to turn down.
So is a $250 million.
Like what happens if he took the franchise tag at $45 million, and then the next year he's a free agent, right?
No, I think they could tag him one more year.
Okay, so, but I don't know.
I want my security, man.
I mean, I'm looking at the 6. What's 17? So I can even do quick math. I mean, you're getting paid $2.5 million a game.
The funny thing is,
I'm just saying,
you could just take $90 million for 2 years. A guy whose game is being questioned by people, but you're going to get $90 million over 2 years.
Well, and people are saying I don't want to give it to him because he'll get hurt. Well, what do you think Lamar Jackson's thinking then?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I get hurt.
If I get hurt, I want my money. Take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Rocket Watts of the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. Talk some college basketball, his path to Oakland, all of that after I tell you about Big Boy. Limited time only. All new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. It's not just a Slim Jim. It's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. And guess what else is new? It's the Bacon Blue. How about you upgrade the fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, or the absolute banger, the nacho fries. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. You can join the Pepper Club, get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. Don't forget to pick up the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty lotions. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. They have the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters. 27 locations and more on the way. It's Chili Peppers Tanning, everybody. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster here with you, Alex Westfall, and of course Sam Flannel here in the building. And right now, as promised, we are joined by Rocket Watts of the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. College basketball season in full swing. The Oakland Golden Grizzlies got some big games coming up here at the O Arena, and Rocket Watts certainly making his debut with the Golden Grizzlies earlier this week. But again, great to have Rocket here with us. And Rocket, I guess kind of the first question we have for you, man, how you fitting in at Oakland?
Man, right now I'm fitting in great. You know, I'm having a great time at Oakland. You know, I'm around, you know, some great teammates and, you know, a great coaching staff. So, you know, I'm just very excited that, you know, I'm on this great team.
Yeah, so Rocket, obviously a lot of people know your story. Played AAU basketball with the family, played at Redford Academy, played with LaMelo Ball at Spire Academy. You're a Big Ten All-Freshman team member at Michigan State, transferred to Mississippi State. Now you're here at Oakland. What brought you to Oakland?
It's really kind of like a family thing. You know, Coach Mike's brother, Coach Cub, he coached me at Old Redford and Allen Academy my freshman year. So, you know, it's really kind of, you know, a family connection. And, you know, I always knew Coach Campy, you know, just from, you know, being from Detroit. So, you know, I'm just excited, you know, being here, and, you know, it's a lot of family around me right now.
Hey, Rocket, welcome, and really excited for you and the Oakland Grizzlies this year. But you talked about the coaching. You mentioned your success your freshman year at Michigan State under Tom Izzo, and now you're under Coach Campy and some of the great assistants there. What's the one thing you think that maybe you've learned up until this point from a lot of these guys that you're looking to share with your team as far as the leadership? Because you are a leader out there. I think that the one thing that Neal Ruhl really brings to attention is the floor general that you are as far as distributing the basketball to guys, but also knowing, you know what, I got to take over this game. So is that coaching that you've learned along the way, or what are some of the things? Because you mentioned these coaches aren't new to you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I mean, you know, playing at Michigan State my freshman and sophomore year, really my freshman year playing with Cassius Winston, Xavier Tillman, and Josh Langford, you know, those guys is great leaders. And one thing that Izzo stand on is, like, leadership and, you know, holding each other accountable. So I feel like me playing at Michigan State, you know, Izzo taught me a lot of leadership, and, you know, playing at Mississippi State, you know, it's really kind of the same thing with Ben Howland. So, you know, playing at both of those schools, you know, they taught me a lot. And, you know, just being here, and, you know, I just try to, you know, tell the younger guys, you know, to, you know, come work out, you know, show at practice, you know, 20 minutes, you know, early, and, you know, things like that. So, yeah.
You've played at Michigan State and Mississippi State, and now you're at Oakland, you know, which considered as a mid-major. Do you feel a pressure that you have to put up big numbers because you're at a smaller school, or can you still play within the concept of team?
No, I don't. No, my mindset is not like to, you know, score a lot of points and nothing like that. I mean, I do have to score the ball and, you know, be a great teammate, but for the most part, just winning and, you know, just being better each and every day for me. So, yeah.
Talking with Rocket Watts here on Big D Energy, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster. So, Rocket, I have to ask you the question. You talked about family. Obviously, I know Coach Cove a lot, and family certainly plays a big part in it. But was there also a little bit to the fact that Oakland's put guys in the NBA like Keith Benson and Kay Felder, you know, Kendrick Nunn, Jamal Cain now with the Miami Heat as well? Be real with me, Rocket. That had to add a little juice to it too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, me growing up, I watched Kay Felder play at Purdue, so, you know, I know what type of dude he is, and I've been to a couple games when I was younger watching Kay and, you know, run the show here. So, you know, that played a big part. And, you know, Kendrick Nunn and Jamal Cain, you know, I watched Kendrick Nunn play against Michigan State too as well. So, yeah, for sure, that played a big role in why I came here.
What I'm interested, Rocket, is what do you take pride in the most in your game? Like, if I come out and watch you at Oakland University, what is it that I'm going to see from you to know that you're going to lead this team to a win?
I take pride in, you know, both ends of the floor, defense and offense, but for the most part, just bringing energy, being a good teammate, and just having fun, you know. So I say, you know, playing both ends of the ball, offense and defense, and, you know, just bringing energy.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about Greg Campy. The public perception of him is he's kind of crazy. And they assume that he's a nutbag behind the scenes. But I got to experience Greg Campy because I did this insider thing for a season. He's a lot more laid back than I expect him to be, even off camera. That he kind of has a voice where he kind of talks low, but he gets his point across. What is your impression of Greg Campy as far as enthusiasm, as far as passion? What do you see in that man?
I see in Coach Campy, I see a great man, a great coach. And, you know, one thing about Coach Campy, he loves his players. So, you know, I feel like players here, when he get on us, it's more of like a love thing. And, you know, he just wants his players to play at the highest potential they can be. So I feel like his passion for the game is real high. He loved the game, and he put a lot of work in, you know, watching film and things like that. So, yeah, he a great coach, and his passion is very high. And he got, you know, a lot of love for the game.
Rocket, this season, obviously, with the Golden Grizzlies, you're playing with Jalen Moore, who is, by the numbers, one of the best point guards in the nation. Probably, I would definitely say, but the best kept secret in terms of point guards in the nation. what does he do for your game? And, kind of a follow-up to that, obviously with the addition of you there, do you guys feel like you're one of the best backcourts, not in the Horizon League, but one of the best backcourts in the nation when you pair you two together?
Oh, yeah, of course. His confidence is high, my confidence is high. He put a lot of work in, and, he's a great player. And, so he really, make my job easier, as in transition. And, he just see everything. He a great all-around player, great dude off the court and on the court. I'm just excited to start the season with him and start winning and have fun.
All right, more importantly, I know that you guys are making a trip here real soon to the Bahamas, and it's going to get cold here. So do you guys talk about, the tournament and stuff like down there? But it's really cool that you're going to be able to spend a few days down there in the Bahamas. So is there something that you guys as a team talk about, maybe guys that have been there before, a little history, or been down there? Do you guys talk about what you might do to enjoy yourselves down there? Is it something you look forward to?
I don't think the guys been down there. I don't know, but I know I played there last year with Mississippi State. And I feel like the weather there is cool. They have like a mall there, and some good food places. So I'm gonna take the guys there, and we're gonna probably go shopping or something like that. But we're just gonna enjoy the weather and have a good time. But most importantly, we're gonna win.
Yeah, and just to add on that, as a former athlete, but those trips, right? Can you talk about how, and because you've been down there, and just when you take the team away, especially early in the season, you guys get together away. Can you talk about how? Because I know I could see in your eyes, you probably talked to Coach Campy and the coaches about it already, but it's sort of like these are the trips, the team bonding stuff, doing a bunch of stuff like that. So as far as the leadership, like you mentioned, both ends of the court, bringing the energy, but how important is it, to show some of these guys that, what it's about to be the brotherhood and a team that can fight not only for a Horizon League championship, but, respect and make it to the tournament?
Oh man, that's that's big for me. I could say playing at Michigan State, Coach Izzo big on like brotherhood and team bonding. So I kind of learned a lot there with that. So going down there, I just tell the guys like let's go get some food, bond, and just chop it up a little bit like that, and just get to know each other, things like that, and that's gonna lead to the court. The guys that have my back if I miss a play or anything like that. I feel like those type of times will bring everybody together, and when the game get tight, everybody come together like a family and a brotherhood, and that's what it's all about.
Can
I give you a piece of advice? Be careful at 4 o'clock at the beach. Manta rays come in at 4 o'clock. I don't know why. I'm telling you, I don't want you to get poked in the chest by one.
Uncle T's warning. There you go.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
Terry Foster warning you. Talk with Rocket Watts. Last one here from us, Rocket. We'll get you on your way. Big week in the arena this week. Bowling Green on Friday night. Oklahoma State coming to town. I understand there's going to be a former Oklahoma State point guard in the building in the arena Sunday at 3. And then down the road next Saturday, Ermanni Bates and Eastern Michigan coming into town. And Rocket, it's funny because as we've talked about this here on the show, people get juiced up for that, and there was a bit of an NBA style matchup quality to it. Rocket Watts, Ermanni Bates, and stuff like that. Are you guys ready, man? Are you guys ready to let them all know, or what's the story, man? You ready to go?
Oh man, yeah. I feel like we put in a lot of work this summer. We practice hard. Coach Campy pushes a lot, so I feel like we'll be ready for whatever. And I feel like those big games, we just gotta double down and prepare for them and watch film and things like that. So we'll be ready, and we're very excited to play Oklahoma State Sunday with Cade coming in. So it's gonna be very exciting to see the arena jumping, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be popping, no doubt. Rocket, appreciate your time, man. We'll do it again soon. All right.
All right, so appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Rocket.
All right, Rocket Watts, everybody of the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. Go to goldengrizzlies.com for tickets. Interesting note, too, Greg Campy's next win will tie him with John Wooden in career victories.
Oh, damn.
You familiar with John Wooden's work?
Are we going to have the Greg Campy Award instead of the John Wooden Award?
I think there is discussion about that.
Okay.
If that happens, we got to get Camp on. If he ties John Wooden, man, say, do you ever think that when you started coaching, Win as many games as John.
You know what
Wall.
he's going to say. I've just been around for a long time.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. That's all that means.
Yeah.
Means I'm old.
Absolutely.
Stacking wins.
Yeah, it's funny, and I've meant to bring this up to Rocket. Spenmo, big Michigan State guy, says he misses Rocket a lot. So I did.
Okay.
I did mean to bring that up for it. But no, lots of love there in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. FJ1967, go Oakland. Hope to see everybody out there at the O-Arena. And again, appreciate Rocket for coming up. My guy Colin Shannon for setting it up. Hey, let's take the opportunity to talk about Swiss. Not a mushroom and Swiss omelet. Swiss Insurance and Swiss Insurance Group and their employees are heavily involved in their community. It's very rewarding, but it comes with great responsibility. If you sit on a local youth sports board, a homeowners association, or a volunteer coach, directors and officers insurance is a must. You don't think about these things, guys. But Swiss Insurance does. It's their business. It's what they do. Make sure the kids, the parents, and the volunteers are all protected. Call Swiss Insurance or email mark@swissins.com today.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Shop, eat, and play, and do it all at once. Decked Out Detroit presents the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway. There's outdoor fun for everyone with rides, games, and snacks. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com. That's right, talking about wintertime fun now, guys. That's because it's getting down to that, regrettably. Big D Energy, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster. Of course, we have D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Westy, Alex Westfall here in the building as well. And you guys know, right, when I talked about the Packers game, I was willing to forego draft capital. I was willing to put that all on the back burner.
Same here.
Because I wanted a stake driven into the Packers franchise. Because I felt like a loss to the Lions would break them.
The desk chose violence.
We did.
Jerry wasn't in, but you and I
woke up
in that game.
and we chose violence. And
Took
I want
the tanks back. You polished. You said clean them up.
Clean them up.
Back on the streets.
Gas them up. We're going to return. Don't worry. We're going to return. But for this weekend, I want Aaron Rodgers' blood in the streets. Like that, I want the Packers franchise destroyed. And Kirby Joseph did it. Stood over the body and drove the stake in and ended the Packers season, now sitting at 3-6. And the Vikings are, what, like 6-1 or whatever?
One loss, yep.
Even the Vikings can't choke that lead, right?
Oh, no way.
Right?
Look how bad the Packers look. Obviously, the Lions and the Bears aren't going to catch up.
Right?
It's, no.
Even the Vikings. Right?
I just say this, I wouldn't bet on the Vikings from this point forward. How about that?
Yeah, and that's fair. That's absolutely fair. But Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee's show, and he, like, just take your L, lick your wounds, and move on. But he can't do that. A lot like he can't put shampoo or conditioner in his hair. He can't do it. Like, he can't just continue on with his dredge of a season, with his contract that's a noose around the neck of the Packers organization, and then cry about how there's no receivers when you wanted all that money, which necessitated them moving Devontae Adams. Where's the lie? There are none in any of those statements. But whatever. Just go away with your loss. But you can't do that, can you, Aaron Rodgers? No. You popped on the Pat McAfee show, and you had to throw more shade at the Lions, right, Westy?
Hey, I'm curious about Detroit's defense. Now, I think we talked about it before you guys played them, how what they'd shown on film so far this year was not that great. And then they obviously come back and they play great against you guys. Did they do anything different? I doubt they could change everything.
Look, no disrespect, but did they play great? I mean, they had we had 40 yards of offense on them, moved the ball up and down the field. I threw an interception off a helmet. I threw an interception about 5 yards short of Dave. I mean, it wasn't like I didn't play a great game. We still made a lot of mental mistakes, but I don't think they really stopped us. We had 3 possessions in the first half and went up and down the field. It's more about us, I think, than them.
Okay, really appreciate what you just said. Got a pretty good pop out of me there. Like, all right, let's not overreact here. Okay, still we're able to move the ball just because we weren't able to put some things away.
And that was Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show. And D-Mac,
I tend to more agree with him than not.
Really?
Yeah. Like what he said, did they move up and down the field? Is the stuff we talked about what we have to watch out for the running quarterback? Did Aaron Rodgers run wild in the secondary? Like, did everything that he said, how many times did we force them to punt? Right? I mean, we made plays, right? It's better, like, take your L, but he's closer to the truth than he is far from it. That it was him. His ineptitude. If he would just come out and go, that's on me and stuff like this. But they did move the ball. They did have possessions. All that other stuff. It's just that we got what we asked for, make a play. Let other teams do, and they made a play. So he's whining and back on it. But when you look at the whole picture like we do with the truth, yeah, that's what we were talking about before. That's what Terry said.
This game was so obvious that this was Green Bay's screw up more than the Lions' excellence, that he's going to talk about it. And the thing that we always ask of athletes, can you be truthful? We like when athletes are truthful, except when they're actually truthful.
No, I don't have a problem with him, like, whatever, like
See,
that.
I do.
Because
I
he
have a
won't
big problem with it.
What? Because he won't give. What did he say? That they ran up and down. Like, look at what he said off the top. So it was on him. What you don't like is the fact of him going, that game's on me.
Lead with that.
Okay.
Lead with that.
So that's the greasy doucheballness of him. So the
Right.
fact that everything he said you agree with, if you just said, hey, that game's on me. Look at what we did. We ran it down the field. I threw it off the
Or
helmet.
you know what you can say?
If
Hey,
he said
they
that to
made
begin with,
plays
you'd
on
be
me.
fine
I didn't
with
make
it.
plays on
You
them.
can't expect him.
But stop it. You know who else says the same thing Aaron Rodgers just said? Dan Campbell.
Yep.
99% of the time, this was on us. We made mental mistakes. We didn't do our job. The Lions do it. Why is it okay then?
I think Rack says this very well, D-Mac.
Good.
It was his tone.
It was definitely his tone.
Oh, that's why we don't like Neal.
Well,
it's not what he says.
But
it's
it's
his
the
tone.
blatant distance to what Terry says or what you said. He said it all along, every interview that he had. Right? He doesn't respect this team. He doesn't. It's Detroit, not those guys.
But you can't. T-Foss,
You're gonna
what is
do
the
it.
NFL? What is the league of the NFL? What determines games? What determines games? Who
Wins and
wins
losses.
games?
6 plays, turnovers.
Big plays, right?
Yes.
Who makes the big plays? 6 big plays a game, typically. Who makes them?
The winning team.
And Lions made the big plays. So you can't. Those aren't mutually exclusive, man. They're
I
not.
think in this case, Aaron Rodgers is saying correctly that he had the play open. He had.
And the Lions made plays.
You know what it's like? It's
He
like
screwed
you
up
in your
the play.
get right picks when you might have veered off of your winning strategy, right? And why did you do that? Aaron Rodgers, is that the first time Detroit's really Aaron Rodgers hasn't come through against the Lions no matter what? Like for biatches, right? So the fact he's not going to give him credit because he doesn't respect them. Right, and and instead of his tone being, "Hey, on me," what you would to the truthfulness, it's more like to the excuses. What he said is truthful, but he's still, what you said as far as the accountability and why that was. But I'm more to Terry that it didn't matter. This was more of what Green Bay didn't do than it was what Detroit did.
No, see, in a league where it's about who makes the big play, the Lions made, in particular, Kirby Joseph, Terry. But see, you're off base to start because you think it was just fine with Kirby Joseph. And that's where you're wrong there.
He did a wonderful job.
Kirby Joseph made the big plays. Don't get it twisted. That's what happened out there. That's what happened. In a league where the guys who make the big plays win, they made the big plays, they won.
If Aaron Rodgers makes the throw he's supposed to make, you know what we're saying? Kirby Joseph was 5 yards away from this guy.
He did make the throw he was supposed to make on one of Kirby Joseph's interceptions. Over the middle, where he broke on the ball and reached in front and snatched it away. That was pure playmaking. Pure playmaking.
I throw the ball, hit somebody in the head with a football. Is that the Lions making the play? Or is that me screwing up?
That is a fortunate bounce. But Kirby Joseph,
even if he wasn't in the pathway of that, McAfee wouldn't have been able to make that play because it was so short. He had to run back towards Aiden Hutchinson trying to find out where the ball was. He wouldn't have been able to catch that ball anyway because it was so short.
Guys, the difference is that game ended the exact opposite of the way it always ends. It's always Aaron Rodgers making the play and the Lions messing up. They made the play. Yes, he won't give him credit. Ever give him credit because there's no respect. Right? It's like because he sort of owns in his mind on Lions. To your point, Neil, yes, they made plays. They deserve it. They flipped the switch. I'm not the only one sitting here going, oh, my God, how are they going to do it again? Well, at least it's not a Hail Mary this time, but we're going to lose by one.
The entire city
was that way. Cover the spread. We're all sitting there like this, right? Just like in the Miami game when people leave because you know. But you know what? This new regime, this guy, these rookies that don't take any of this history that we have with all of us, decided to make a play, which we don't really see. So that's what's different. His tone, he don't care. It was never going to be about the Lions. Lions could have drubbed them, and it's never about the Lions. It was always going to be about Green Bay.
I disagree with that. I think because he played so horribly that's the reason he's not giving the Lions credit, because he was terrible, and he knows that. Sometimes you make a play and somebody, that's okay, that was an interception. I could have done a little bit better, but yeah, I got to give him credit. But Aaron Rodgers was so awful in this game. Mentally
not in this game. And this is the other part of my problem with it. Not in this game, Terry. He's been trashed the whole season. Let's just call it what it is. Let's call it what it is.
Not like this. Well, underthrowing guys by 5 yards.
They're 3-6, Terry. He's been brutal. There's no other explanation. Because I was told he doesn't have anybody else. It's Aaron Rodgers against the world. That he has this big shield that he's going to protect the Green Bay Packers franchise. It's A-Rod against the world. Him and his oil enemas and his greasy hair against the world, Terry. That's what I was told. It's a miracle they're 3-6. Could you imagine if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers? No. He's been awful this year. When are we going to just call things what they are with this guy?
Okay, we've called him what he is every damn week.
$50 million ever
we
spent?
say what a douche he is. No, honey bun. Every week we say Aaron Rodgers is a douche. Correct?
No, we're talking about the person.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers, the person. Yes. 100%. Now it's Aaron Rodgers.
He ain't what he used to be.
No, because he always gets the benefit of this doubt. Like, he plays well all season, and everybody's like, got to look out for the Packers. And then he plays like a douche in the playoffs at home, and they lose every single time. And then we're enamored every single year, like, well, Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be in the MVP discussion. No, he's trash now. He's trash. And guess what, Green Bay? You're stuck with him with a $100 million cap hit if he retires or you trade him. Good luck. Good luck.
Looted corpse. Aaron Rodgers is the Russell Westbrook of the NFL.
That's a fair comparison right now.
He did cash one in though in the beginning of his career.
Cool story over a decade ago.
But he did. Lions fans would love to have one Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
We're not talking about. See, you're doing the Michigan thing right now.
What am I doing?
Bringing up Ohio State when we're talking about Michigan. You're bringing up. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers right now. It's got nothing to do with the Lions fans.
I'm saying
it's Aaron Rodgers and his douchery and. 99% of the time loses every big game he plays.
Looted Corpse compared him to Russell Westbrook. That was the context of what I was saying. That Russell Westbrook never cashed one in. At least Aaron Rodgers did, and that does matter whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter that it was over a decade ago.
Yeah, but
he did cash one in.
Sentence.
But we don't talk about Westbrook as a playoff choker. The dude is just bad. He's bad in the regular season.
He was great before. He was great.
I'm talking about L.A. Lakers Westbrook.
No doubt. Ludicorps also said, "Hey guys, it's okay." He said, "No disrespect first."
Hey, all I know is Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's done with Aaron Rodgers. Said he gotta be out.
Yeah.
Packers. So that, I mean, if Lil Wayne's
pretty much the same as me being out, right? Like, yeah, Lil Wayne and Neal Ruhl are out on him. So that's when you know you're empty in the streets.
Done now.
All about. Hey, but I like what Rack said though. Aaron Rodgers and Neal Ruhl might be related. They do have the same sort of tone. But you know what they don't have that you guys can have? The Woodward front row. Yes, Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game. That's right. You and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting row 1. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and Instagram. Tag 3 of your friends or family. All 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports. Also, we pick your name. Bing, bang, boom. You and your crew will get the best seats inside of Ford Field. First row. So hop on to Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew today. Brought to you by Lady Jane's Haircut for Men and Custom Health Centers. Go to Woodward Sports today and enter.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag out. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Neal Ruhl here for Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. You can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that's always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. Tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit. And all memberships include fitness training. You get all this, just $10 a month. Join today in-club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Where your fitness is essential.
Yay, yay. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Do want to get into this Red Wings discussion, but real quick before we put the Packers thing to bed, Terry, I got to look at it real quick. Look at the Green Bay Packers salary cap situation for next season.
Money bags again.
Aaron Rodgers there with that $100 million dead cap hit if they move him or if he retires. Rashawn Gary in his option year next year, too.
$3 million over.
$3.5 million over the cap number already. Oh, they got some moves they could cut David Bakhtiari, free up some money for next year.
Stick a fork in them, honestly. I mean, you already know. They're done. Done.
Well, you know Aaron Rodgers to take the hometown discount. The thing that guys never do.
Hey, Packers, peace out. They're done, and I love it. It's over. And it was Kirby Joseph, despite what Terry Foster thinks, that did it.
It was Aaron Rodgers who did it.
Well, see you later.
One down.
Yeah, you're right. I love it, though.
The rest of the division to go.
You know, the bottom line, Go Blue said it right. Listen, what leg do you stand on? Win games, you want to get respected. You're a loser.
Okay.
In their eyes, you're a loser. So win games, right?
Sure.
That's all it is. Because he's not going to, but Aaron Rodgers, his history.
D-Mac.
Still a douche.
And still needs some shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah.
D-Mac, right here, right now.
Yeah.
We reserve the right to revisit this as we go along. Coming off the Montreal Canadiens, the point they got from Montreal Canadiens, going into the game against the New York Rangers. Right here, right now. Red Wings going to make the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yeah, this team is. This team right now consistently, the way that they've... The biggest thing is they've been hit by the injuries. But this is a thing that they can feign it, right? Everybody's gonna get hurt in pro sports, especially in hockey. But they've lost how many goals they got out of the lineup just with Veron and Bertuzzi. 60 to 70 stuff like this. Guys have stepped up. Different guys have stepped up. The big difference, why Neal to sit there, if you're asking me right now and we revisit it, is because the guys that Steve Yzerman has signed to come in and help the guys that he's drafted are true NHL players putting up NHL points. And the Perrons, the Kubaliks, Juraj, the Matas, these are NHL. Now Kopp's finding his way. So, yeah, a little bit frustrating, obviously, the other night, but it can be explained, the why. So they get goaltending like they have been. Ned chips in, he gets better, that this team's going to get better. The one thing that I do like, it gives guys reps. Guys in and out of the lineup. You got Bergeron in tonight. You got Giovanni Smith coming up. You saw Zarnik score his first goal. Austin Zarnik the other day. They got depth in this organization, which is what will help them get there. So if they can avoid those slides, like earlier in the season when they were 500 after coming out to the fast start, they're able to show that they can right the ship, and that's leadership. So right now, yeah, and the points and the division and everything else tells me so. But it's the consistency. So again, tonight, but here's where we stand. You're playing tonight, then you're going out west. You don't play at least 500 or continue the pace, and you got to get the points now. All the points you got to get now because it makes it easier in the long run. You don't want to be playing catch-up. With this team, the benefit is if they can continue to stay in the middle of the pack and keep going and keep going and keep going, because inevitably there's going to be a lull and a down spot. So you want to bank those points early on. That's why it's so important. And this team's proven that they can win on the road.
So right here, right now, D-Mac, your mortgage payment on the line, you say yes.
Yes.
Terry Foster.
I'm going to say no.
I'm pretty impressed you think I got a mortgage, though.
During one show,
to relate.
Neal, when you abandoned us, Darren and I talked about this, that when you think a team's at a certain level, they not only hit a lull, but they regress for whatever reason, because that's just the way the NFL season goes. And I still think they have to learn how to get through a season. I want to see how they're playing in January. There's something magical about the month of January in the NHL and the NBA.
Is that real, D-Mac? Is January a hammer?
For younger guys.
No, through the dog days. See, to Terry's point, yes, to the conversation, but the veterans, that's the ones where you see. So, to Terry's point, you're going to see, but it's the veterans that have brought in to right this ship. Can't you see the sails are being flown by the free agents? That's what it is. And allowing Dylan Larkin, your captain, he putting the points on the board. But it's the guys that you've signed. They're the ones that are going to right the ship. These are true pros,
Right.
and that's the difference this year.
And there's some teams in January, they're like, we just getting started. Let's go. And they go on these streaks. But
well, we've seen the worst team. You're not out of it. St. Louis proved that when they went to the Cup run. They were at the bottom of the league. Yes. So, but here's the thing, Terry. You don't want to have to do that. So hopefully in January we're sitting in the middle of the pack, and it's all the consistency. That's what I'm looking for. The consistency, not the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows. We saw that last year. Last year was about, okay, we can score goals with the rest of the league. We can't keep them out. This year it's continue to score, better on the special teams, especially PK. Face-offs are stuff. Face-offs, Neal, if there's one thing, glaring stat to answer, it's killing is the face-offs. Because puck possession, they haven't improved. They're bottom of the league in face-off win percentage. That's what they got to improve on. They've shown that they can get the shots and produce on the power play. Penalty killing. Improve goals against. 1-1-3. So, to that point, hopefully we're in this position. We're right along the way. So, again, because you gave me the caveat before, right to change my mind with further information later on. But right now, yeah, because it's the consistency that I'm seeing.
Yeah, and once upon a time, we were calling Steve Yzerman one of the best Red Wings in Red Wing history. Scotty Bowman looked at him and said, nah, that ain't good enough. You don't play good enough defense for this team. So you better you better defend a little bit better. And he did. So even at a time when we thought Steve Yzerman was the thing, Scotty Bowman was like, no, you're not. And so at some point, I think they're going to look at maybe Dylan Larkin or Bertuzzi or somebody and say, we need that defense to shore up a little bit. Because defense, even though it's not sexy, defense is the thing that helps you win. What was the first thing Steve Yzerman did when he took over? Built from the goal out. In other words, you're not going to score on us all the time. We're not going to be a sieve. And that's how they're going to win.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread rack. D-Mac with the subtle flex on Neal. You think I have a mortgage? LOL. I got to relate the material to us common folk, D-Mac.
I appreciate that, though. I was trying to
I'm just trying
to. Thanks, Rick. Of course, Rack, you'd pick that one up and stuff like that. And defense in the hockey, it's a team mentality. Can't do it. It's a commitment, right? So the 1-1-3, and the commitment and the belief in your goaltender. So you're right. What did he do? Both few years, he went out and got Ned, and then he traded another one for Ville Husso, right? So the fact is that, and you hear it. So we know what we're up against. To your point, Terry, the conversation is to Steve Yzerman, Scotty Bowman, Steve Yzerman. You're great, but do you want to be greater, right? So it's that evolution. And to the Dylan Larkin thing, it comes down to when Dylan Larkin is your number 2 center.
You're a Stanley Cup contender.
You're a Stanley Cup contender.
Amen. And for me, it's that simple for me.
That simple. So who is that one gonna be? That 1A gonna be? Because it's you're building it and you're seeing it, right? Because when you add pillars, you've added absolute play. We're not used to this. When the Pistons did it with Bogdanovich, where they signed, they traded, they signed, they got a stalwart professional piece. That's what Steve Yzerman will continue to do. And plus, the beauty with your salary cap is all the toys, and it's not costing them. This isn't a Green Bay situation or anything like that. And we got youth, right? So it's coming slowly but surely. So it's the consistency that they're fighting. But yeah.
Machiavelli sucks to go as.
What about you?
I wouldn't bet. I'm not betting my mortgage payment on it right now.
Not right now.
I'm just
change
not.
Your mind.
Yeah,
so you can
I'm just not. I'm not
do you
there
like
yet.
what you're seeing? Because
absolutely.
Here's the one thing: is they're coming into a consistency in my mind. That night after night, I'm seeing a consistent, and it's. You look at it, the commitment to defense, the 1-1-3 or whatever it is, but it's slowly but surely. Now it's going to have misses here and there. You're going to run into a hot goal. You're going to have one of those 5 nights where
the outcome was predetermined.
Right, exactly. So. But I'm excited. I've watched more live hockey this year than I have so far.
It's appointment viewing. Which
tells me that it's exciting to me.
Bingo.
There's something there if I'm sticking around, if I'm committing to watching it, because I couldn't watch it for so long. So
I remember the one time you got angry.
That's what tells me too. My hockey love. Or whatever it is, it's sort of intrigued.
It is. It's become appointment viewing for me, where I'm going to watch the game no matter what. Real quick.
What do you need to see for you to bet your 2-furnace house mortgage? Or are you just not going to do it?
Yeah, I just don't have that level of confidence yet.
And you wonder why he's got 2 furnaces and a mortgage, because he is
true.
Not frivolous. I'm just giving it away early in the season. November! Put it on there.
I'm not just giving away that furnace.
No, I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not convinced. Look at Husso's numbers. Like, are those sustainable? Certainly over like the last 6. Hey, Sam Flannel, those are not sustainable. And Husso's my guy, and it's not hate.
No. I mean, we've clearly found what we think is our goalie, our number one in Husso. But right now, he's putting up all-star numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's an all-star yet, but still, you got to love what you see, man.
No, I do. And I told you guys, the LA Kings game was where everything was fine to me. They didn't have it at all. They didn't have it. They found a way. They found a way to get a point.
They fight.
Yeah, so that's where it's different. They are not out of a game except for that Buffalo game.
And then that's it. And every team's going to do that no matter where you're at. But it's freebie time. If it's free, it's for Terry. You know that. Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Novi. So stop in, tell them we sent you. They'll print you one up right on the spot. Go to Big Frog today. Get your free t-shirt or visit them online, bigfrog.com/Novi.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
D-Mac here at Alta Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You got a bog project. You better get outside and give Alta a call today because it's going to get cold. It's going to get snowy. We got all this to do. Alta, they got you covered. Give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Pushing towards the stretch here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Alex Westfall here in the house, Sam Flannel as well. Real quick wrap up to the Red Wings discussion. This is a good question, actually. McAfee sucks to go. D-Mac, face-offs. How do you improve at them? Either you can do it or you can't.
You practice.
How do you practice?
It's timing. It's you can. You know, guys have tendencies and stuff, although like the face-off rules have changed, where it used to be the other team had to be down first. Now the defensive zone guys got to be down first and stuff like this. So, you know, and face-offs isn't just your centerman. It's your wingers, too, for help, support, and stuff like that. Most of the time, guys are too good. You're just trying to neutralize the draw and have your guys help it out. So it's like defense. Face-offs are like defense. It's commitment. You know why, Neal? That's why the grind line was really good at it.
Oh, I do want to get to this, too, with you, D-Mac. Slafkovsky's suspension, 2 games. Your breakdown of the play.
You know, we're awful situation. Thank goodness. Like, that situation right there was a guy you could see going, and he tried to, I don't think he finished him off as hard as he could. Like, he didn't run him from behind. You can't, on his part, you can't do that. The suspension, I mean, it's consistent to George Peros. I think that they got it on the spot. You know, they called it right on the spot. I'm just grateful that he smashed his face down on the boards instead of the dasher because we saw what that damage will do. Yeah. And the poor kid, man. I mean, tough as nails. Hey, you know, he's from he played in Belleville. He's a alumni of the same place that I went. My son, actually, Griffin, went to high school with him and stuff like this. So best of luck to him. I'm going to talk about this later on, and I'm going to expand on it, so you're going to have to check out. And this is the one thing why I say if you want to see Red Wing hockey coverage, follow us here at Woodward Sports. Michael Gentry does such an awesome job, but I'm going to give you the caveat. Here's the silver lining behind it. A guy on a two-way got hurt in the show. So he's out for 3 months.
Service time and paycheck, bro. Yep.
Your paycheck. If you're on a two-way, right, you take that, and this could have easily happened in the minors, and I'm being, as we are about the bag on the show, right?
We are.
So instead of making $1,500 or $2,000 every 2 weeks, he just made $20,000. Or what? So what I would say to him after I know he's okay and stuff like that, like, enjoy it every 2 weeks, bud, because you earned it. So as he's R&R for anybody out there, it's a tough position. Tough kid. I don't think everybody realized how bad it was, but it was good to see him get off the ice, and I think, he really messed up his wrist, but it could have been worse. What are my thoughts on it? The game's changed. So in today's NHL, I'm not distraught over it.
It pains you, doesn't it? I can tell on your face.
It just pains me just how it's, because it's, again, it comes back to what it's not the fighting, it's the accountability and the lack of respect for your fellow player, right? That hit should have never happened. But it's just today's NHL where what's going to happen? He got suspended and hit him in the paycheck. Did anybody put a fist in his face? Did anybody whack him with a stick? Did anybody show him? No. So it's not so why am I going to get upset? If I'm going to preach out there to everybody control what you can control, I'm sort of beyond that. I'm just glad the kid's okay. And at the end of the day, he can go buy himself something really nice, you know what I mean, to make himself feel better. And there's a silver lining to it, I guess. No, it pains me just because.
I could tell. I could tell by your tone.
You brought up something that's been on my mind about the NHL.
Because it was unnecessary.
Guys don't respect the welfare of other players in the NHL.
Not anymore.
I think that's been the problem for years. Y'all just do unnecessary stuff.
Yeah, but they're more are you kidding me? There's more blatant, disrespectful, unnecessary stuff going on in football where you're stupid, like you can really, like guys hurt, you get a 15-yard penalty. In football, you can really seriously ruin somebody's career.
I think it's way more blatant in the NHL.
What's that?
I think it's way more blatant in the NHL.
Well, it's just because the incidents, what are we talking, like back in the day, there's accountability. Yeah, there'd be an incident, but then it was done, right? The guy would get his up and comings and whatever, like right at the moment, there's whatever like that is, it doesn't carry over and guys don't just continue to go out and do it. There is no respect. But that's sort of sports.
Yeah, and it's funny to me because I don't gravitate towards like the fighting for the fighting's sake the way that everybody else does. I'm more about goals and things like that, but in this instance, Terry, I was watching the game with my son, and I was stunned. Like I knew nothing was going to happen in the at that moment because the bottom line is you need to get back in the game, right? Like you're not going to put yourself at a disadvantage at that moment of that game. However, the next time around, that's what I told my son. I said the next time they play, there may be some accountability.
Maybe,
you think or not?
Maybe not. Like,
it may not be the next game, but at some point.
I think it's all forgotten. Like that's the way the league is. The difference, Neal, is you would have realized, like the way the penalty situation in that game situational. That's the one thing. As an enforcer or somebody, where you stick up for your teammates, you got to know the temperature of the game. You knew that the way the penalty situation was, that it was more than not that they would look for an equalizer. You could have, the guy's taking a 5. I don't care in that situation. Somebody's got to sucker that guy or cold cock him or whatever. Let it whack him. Take 2. You don't need to take 5, 4-on-4. Like that's just the old school. The old school mentality is I can play it out because that's the way the mil-spec of how you were raised since you were a junior player.
Yeah.
This happens. So, and the biggest key, right? If you don't do anything and then you get the 2 points and win the game, I got nothing to say.
Right.
The fact you don't get the 2 points, it's almost like a slap. Like, go score on a power play for the kid.
That's what I was saying.
That's like,
don't be
dude,
0 for
back
7.
in the day, like that was the best. If I did something sticking up for somebody or took a penalty or whatever, or sometimes you're grinding out and you took a bad penalty, right? Like just a bad penalty. The guys make it a point. It is a conversation to dig down and kill this one off and whatever like that. The karma works in sports also. So I don't know. I'm trying to toe the line here because it's not my game and because I don't play, but it's unfortunate. Terry, to you said it the best. The respect between the players is sort of gone.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Ds411 says enforcers. It's just in a salary cap era, there's no room for enforcers. There's not.
Well, there's no room for a guy to sit on the end of the bench. What
parlayed with the level of talent that's in the game today too.
Yeah,
you're a good team. You want to win a cup, you got to be 3 scoring lines deep.
Or you need to find your grind line guys. You need to find somebody that'll produce it, like a Tom Wilson, like you're hoping like a guys that are around. Like there are guys that can still play, but it's a different role to play.
Right.
You can't sit on the end of the bench and be, there's no more goons.
You can't, because you can't take up that money. That's just the way that it is, man.
Yeah, but you can take up a minimal salary. You just can't take up the you got to be able to play.
You got to be able to. That's my point.
Because you can hide from those guys. Just because you put them on the ice, you don't have to fight them. Then there's your shift. Get off the ice.
Neal Ruhl here for the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse issues. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word. It's a series about removing the stigma of seeking help for mental health situations. Go to thesportsma.com if you're struggling. If you know somebody else who's struggling, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency, they're here to help.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Neal Ruhl here for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck, home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. 2 ways to play. They have the unlimited open play where you can come in and you'll throw that football around until your arm falls off. And once it does, it's cool. It won't hurt because you can go to the unlimited, the open bars that they have as well, along with the mystery beer vending machine. Now, that's a gamble I will take. Put in $2, you're going to get out a hitter. They have a craft mystery beer vending machine as well. Put in $4, you get a mystery craft beer. Come on, everybody. That game's more fun than Foaling to me, if you want to break it all down like that. But I'm cut a little different. Let's just say it like that. Check them out in Hamtramck or go to FoalingWarehouse.com. Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster here, coming down the stretch. Good work out of Alex Westfall today. Westy's quiet,
he was
man.
Good.
Yeah,
are you giving Westy some love today?
Yeah, he was quiet. He just puts his head down and goes to work. Is that accurate, Westy?
Pretty much.
Dynamite drop in, Westy.
I like how you come around. You call him a scrub early in the show. Now he's good.
When did I say that?
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I just heard it.
You can't talk ish and then do that stuff. Sam Flannel, the legend killer, good job out of him today as well. Real quick, I want to address this. You know, we talked about the hockey with D-Mac. I want to talk about the basketball with T-Foss real quick. The Detroit Pistons, as it stands according to record right now, coming off that loss in Boston, they gave up 128 points to the Celtics. As it sits right now, the Pistons would have the number 5 overall draft pick if everything went according to records. T-Foss, I think it's safe to say that there's more talent on the floor this year, more young talent on the floor, as more affordable talent on the floor. With that being said, what does this team need right now? What's the next step?
I think the next step, they need a hard ass in that locker room. And yes, it would be easy to say find a defensive specialist, but it goes beyond that. They need somebody to tell these young guys, they are talented. This is a talented team, but it's talented on one side of the floor. They need somebody in there, an old grizzly guy, probably a little bit ugly, bad breath, saying, hey, fellas, this effort on the defensive end is not acceptable. And if I don't see changes, I'm kicking your ass. Pistons had that before. Every time they won a championship, there was somebody like that. The bad boys, it was Isaiah and Rick Mahorn, in particular. In 2004, it was Ben Wallace used to get so pissed at his teammates because he thought he saw things slipping, even during the championship years. And then Ben would come in, sulking, pissed off, cuss him out. And guess what? All of a sudden, the Pistons would give up 108 points, and the next game they give up 90. Funny how that happened.
And I would say, D-Mac, I think those guys are the last guys to get there. Those are like the finishing
unless it's a coach. A coach to hammer that down, but no, they're figuring it out. Where the wings were, like I said, the Pistons can go 2 years in 1 year, but they're figuring out that they have the scoring ability. They got to find out themselves. They got to learn to play with each other, but yeah, they got to they're going to have to bring in that dog player like the Ben Wallace type. But I think it starts with the coaching that they got to want to do. They want to score now.
He's not going to do that.
No. So it's got to be somebody else. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's an assistant. Maybe it's a help.
Somebody.
But it's part of the process. It ain't going to get better anytime soon. Because nobody on this roster likes to play defense.
It's just, my thing is and you will need this at some point, is you need a wing that is a bucket. You do. And, look, those guys are tough to get. I'm talking. You know what I'm saying, Sam Flannel? Like the wing that's a bona fide score.
Well, that just leads me to that, though. How much will the return of Alec Burks help? Because you kind of described him, although I wouldn't say he's a bucket, but he can get you some points. He can shoot the three. I think adding him, along with Marvin Bagley coming back from injury, they'll be a lot better just with those two additions. But obviously, those two aren't going to put them over the top or anything. But they're important pieces that haven't played.
Yeah, and that's fair, but with all due respect to Alec Burke, who I am excited, I think fortunes will change for this basketball team when he comes back to play.
Well, I agree.
Because they took a run from the Celtics, and they came back, right? And Jaden Ivey kind of keyed that run to get back into the game. But then the Celtics landed another blow with another run, and then they couldn't score.
Can't counterpunch right
now.
Yeah, and that's I see in the chat thread, too, that's the whole reason about getting Killian Hayes to develop offensively is so that he can be a shutdown defender. But he hurts you too. I agree. He's
Give me the Killian updates, Legend Killer.
Oh, dude.
You still leaving him for dead or what?
Oh, absolutely. That's his. Every single year he has that 1 or 2 or 3 kind of like 12, 5, and 4 games where he shoots pretty well, and then all the Killian people and Woodward Pistons and all of Pistons Twitter just comes back from the dead and be like, I told you, every time. What is he now? 26% from the floor, 20% from 3, averaging 4 points a game, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. He is morbid. Maybe he would start in a league in his native France, but not the Pistons.
Can I, so I want to take this time and say, not only, I got a comedy show tonight, Uptown Grill in Commerce if you're around, but tomorrow I won't be here. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. For any of you that know my story, 11/11, 2015 is my sobriety date. Tomorrow's 7 years. I just want to say to anybody out there, you know, what I say, it's a destination is an oasis. It's about the journey that you too, no matter what. It took me a long time to finally sort of get it if you got it, but it is worth it. And to anybody out there struggling, no, it's day at a time. It took me a long time to figure it out. But I'm grateful for everybody. I want to say thank you to everybody out there, everybody who's supported me, cheered for me and stuff like this, and keep putting it together left and right. So tomorrow, I will be down at Piquet Square with Vet Life, giving out some supplies for Thanksgiving and stuff. No better way than I'd rather spend my sobriety anniversary. So, yeah, so if you're out there, if you're struggling, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, the drugs, alcohol, weight loss, you know, porn, whatever it is, it's okay. We're all in this together. I appreciate every one of you. I love you all very much, and the reason that I continue to fight every day. So you too can do it. Deathmatch DMAC says keep her going out there. Want to thank all you guys in this room, everybody at Woodward for continuing helping me with my journey. I look forward to anybody who's out there tonight. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but to you, to Neal, to Terry, to Sam, Westy, Spency's not here, but everybody here, appreciate it. It's helped along the journey. So tomorrow's, you know, just another day, but it's a big day.
Absolutely. Well said, my friend.
So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you. And Darren, you know, to his credit, he hasn't beaten up too many people at Woodward Sports.
He hasn't.
I'm happy about that.
As a matter of fact.
Yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that about says it all, everybody. For DMAC, for T. Frost, for Sam Flannel, and for Alex Westphal, my name's Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy,
Deuces.
Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Yet.